Welcome to Wisdom and Truth. So, I'm back. Haven't been here for a minute, but I'm back now. So, this is just like an introduction video to what's about to happen as far as on this channel. In the description, it says, "Be Livinproof by Wisdom and Truth." Right? The world is crazy, as we know, right? And sometimes you got to think, what do you know? Right? So if you're thinking, what do you know? Like, let's say you went to school, or we all went to school nowadays, right? And you went to college and you got a bachelor's and then associates, right? And then a master's degree, and you just graduate school, all this stuff going on, right? But what do you know, and how do you know what you know? That's the question. That's the true question. So what do you know, and how do you know what you know? Well, when I think about that, right, how do I know everything that I know at this moment in my life to now, right? From beginning to now, how do I know everything? By what I was taught. By what I was taught in school because of education and what influences that had on my way of thinking and stuff. My parents, my family, friends that have come and gone, family that I've talked to and now don't talk to, people that just came in and out of my life, girlfriends, right? All these people have influenced how you think, right? And if you really, really get to the core, and especially if you think you're a smarty person, right? Your Trivia Pursuit is your shit, right? Your Trivia Pursuit, and you're out. You're going. You're gonna win. That's what I'm talking about. How do you know what you know? See, now Trivia Pursuit is a good example. I didn't even this is why I do live videos, because it's just freestyle. So Trivia Pursuit is a good example. How do you become good at Trivia Pursuit? How do you know the answers of Trivia Pursuit unless they give you the knowledge to know the answers? All right. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this: Trivia Pursuit, if Trivia Pursuit existed 200 years ago, 100 years ago, who would be able to answer the questions? Right? It's knowledge that we know now, not knowledge that they known then. The reason I bring that up is no one knows anything. That's the bottom line. No one knows. So everything that we live by is either ideology, a theology, a scienceology, whatever ologies you could put on it. That's what we know. That's what we live by, is what other people think. So let's just take the example of evolution. When I say evolution and I say to you, hey, man, where did evolution start from? Most people are going to say to you, Darwinism, right? They say Darwinism because that's Charles Darwin. Okay. Let's say thinker of the time or scientist of the time that came, like, you got to read his books. Like, you get, like, the problem with us is the problem with everybody in the world, every single person in the world, is we just stop, right? We come to stuff and it tickles our ears and we just stop in our tracks and we go with it. We never go beyond it. So it's almost like saying, hey, I live in the best country, or hey, I follow the right God and I'm at the best religion, or I'm at the best school, or I got the best team, the best this, the best, whatever you can think of that you represent. And it's the best. What does that even mean? The best at what? Right? We're in 2021. We still have hungry and homeless people in the world. We still have slavery in the world. We have racism. We have diseases, all type. Like, there's so much. And then some people that don't believe in a God or into a creator. Like, my personal thing is I believe in a creator, and he's the father to me. Okay, that's bottom line. He's the father. So I believe in a creator, and I believe in the father. The father is that creator. So what's our end game? Right? We know what the father's end game is. How do we know that? You don't need a book to tell you that. You don't need anything to tell you that, because you got, like, upcoming videos. I'm gonna get deep into this. Okay, I'm gonna get so deep, it's gonna blow your mind how deep it goes. just think, like I'll probably even come out with a video tomorrow, but just think about it. How do you know what you know? Right? Some book told you, some person told you, someone influenced you. It's almost like telling your child that I didn't teach you how to lie. All right, now follow me. I didn't teach you how to lie. Why are you lying? Right? A child. Let's say he's 4 or 5, just able to talk, and he's already lying. And you're saying to that child, I didn't teach you how to lie. Why are you lying? Well, if you live in America and you happen to be a Christian, do you celebrate Christmas? Do you tell your child about Santa Claus and he's coming down the chimney? Do you let him watch the cartoons? Right? And then in essence, I'm glad I brought up Christmas, because in essence, if you just look at Christmas and Christians, you will see that Christmas is a total contradiction of what Jesus stood for, what Jesus came here preaching. What is the good news, right? I was on Instagram. I made a comment on this post of this guy I really respect. He brought me into a different level because he's like a researcher of sorts. He's a teacher, I think, and he goes to Christian schools and stuff like that. And he plays an atheist, and he has them argue with him or debate him, so to speak, as they're Christians and he's an atheist, and he destroys him. He destroys him. If you're a Christian and you think you could defend the Bible and you go up on this debate and you can defend it, and they're going to throw stuff at you and you're going to throw stuff back, that's exactly what happened in these videos, or the stuff that he did when he went to these schools, and he shut them down. Okay. Everything that, like all the common arguments, he shut them down like fast. So with Christmas, right? The evergreen tree, the Christmas tree. In Ezekiel, it talks about a tree. I'm not going to say no more about that, right? Like I said, there's going to be upcoming videos, and maybe I'll pinpoint that. The point is this: no one can bring you the truth. So once you're sitting there thinking, who taught me what I know and how do I know what I know? Know this. Okay, yes, knowledge may be power in our world. But if you control the knowledge, okay, what happened to that power of just knowing knowledge? Right? Anybody could write a book and say this is fact, right? No one even defines words anymore. What's true freedom? Freedom is within freedom, it's self-government, right? You self-governing yourself in the world with other people of self-governing themselves, which is almost like the illusion of a government where the people by the people's type of thing, right? That it's almost the same concept. Because we know, like in our situations in America, in essence, right, the top politician makes $700,000 a year. But there's people hungry and homeless in America, right? There's people hungry and homeless in the world, but yet we're just so ready to explore and go to Mars and maybe populate outer space when we didn't even get it right here, right? It's like just like me or anyone in a family situation, right? In the Christian world, they teach you that if you can't take care of your house, how can you go out and take care of anything else? Right? You got to make sure your house is right first. But see, they're missing something there too, because the true house is you. Right? When Jesus said there's going to be a house divided, that first house that's divided is you yourself. It's just like you doing something wrong and acting like you didn't know you did it wrong, unless you really didn't know you did it wrong, right? And I ain't talking about, oh, you're at work and they instructed you to do something, you went and did it, you thought you knew what you're doing, but you didn't, you messed something up. I'm not talking about that. Okay, and even in those situations, what happens, right? Your boss comes up to you and you may be like, oh, I don't know what happened. You play dumb, right? We do that as kids, right? No, I didn't have my cookie. I didn't have no cookies, even though your hand is in the cookie jar. Crumbs is on your face. But I didn't teach you how to lie as a parent. I didn't teach you as a kid how to lie. Yes, you did. That's the whole problem with the world. It's generational, right? Like just like racism. Why is it still here? Right? We had Martin Luther King and many people beyond him. And, oh my God. Right? Why is there still racism today? Why was there Rodney King back in the 90s and it's still Black Lives Matter today? Like these are things that people aren't paying attention. We're not paying attention to. And then how can we fix it? How can we fix it? Let's make a law, right? Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's protest. But the people protesting are the same people that need to be sitting at the desk making the change. But they're not. They're acting like it's some paperwork and there's some process. And we got to add in and we got to have a vote. But when the vote don't really matter anyway. And that's legitimate. And if you're a Christian, if you're a Catholic, if you're a Muslim, you believe in the Old Testament. No matter what religion you are, you believe in that Old Testament. Check the book of Samuel. Okay? Samuel, when he came into the house of the Lord, his mom dedicated him to the temple. His teacher was Elijah, but not the Elijah that we all know of, not the popular Elijah. This is a different Elijah with two corrupt little sons. Okay, but in this story, right, Samuel becomes this prophet. David comes into the story, right? King David. Okay, the people asked for a king, and God said, you don't need a king. But the people said, we want to be like the rest of the world. We want a king. And Samuel got pissed off about it in the story and went to God and said, God, these people are so disrespectful. And God said, hey, listen, don't even judge them. He said, forgive them, for they know not what they do, Samuel. And they're really not against you. They're against me. No one grasps this concept. Listen, it's going to get deep. So hopefully you're interested. I don't have, if you want to know about me, I don't have it like a religion, because I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in anything in the world, so to speak. I don't believe anything that's organized. If you have a title for yourself, that's not my world. I'm in the middle way. Middle way. Okay, I'm not right or left. I'm middle way. Okay, I'm not black or white. I'm middle way. I'm not anything. I'm middle way. I love everyone. I love you if you're watching. If you need something, holler at me. Maybe I can help you out. That's the type of person I am. But like I said, we're gonna get deep. Okay. And the last thing I'm gonna leave with you on hopefully this video, because I'm trying to make shorter videos. The other videos are so long, but I'm not taking them down. And just to touch on that too. So in those videos, where, especially the ones where I'm talking about the Bible and I'm saying, is the Bible the truth or the lie? This is what I mean by that. If God is everything, okay, hear me out. If God is everything and everything is God, okay, then God is in everything, right? And everything is in God. Right? God is life. And God is love of life. God is life and unconditional love of life. Okay? Anything outside of that is not God, is not the Father. Jesus said that. Right? And if you don't know Jesus, we're going to go into Jesus, because Jesus said, once you see it, once you have those ears to hear and those eyes to see, speak me. Let them know about me. Right? And technically not Jesus the name, but the Son of God. A Son of God. Okay? Because the original translation of that in the Greek states a Son of God. Not the, like in the King James Version, even though it's in parentheses, or it should still be, not the Son of God, meaning he's the only Son of God, but a Son of God. Okay, the good news, the gospel that Jesus told his disciples to preach. And once you understand what he's saying, for you to not to preach, but for you to help others understand, is this the good news, to tell people this is the good news. The good news is the world that we live in that ends in death doesn't end there. And yes, Jesus was a powerful Son of God. But if you really pay attention to what he's trying to show you, what he's trying to wake you up from, he's saying to you, you are too. Right? In the book of John, when he prays for us before he goes on his last mission to the cross, he says, Father, I'm in you. You're in me. Let's be in them. Okay, let me tell you what Jesus represented and what Jesus truly were and what you truly are too. Okay? The creator created a world, created a universe, right? He's the creator of the universe. He created the universe. And in that universe, he created life, which was his first, like life was there first before the universe. So within his first creation was life, right? That's in the scriptures, that's what it says, right? God made the world for Jesus, right? He made everything for life, right? Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Nothing comes to the Father but through me, he said. But see, that me, I'm a me, you're a me, right? Just like I'm saying you're. We have universal terms that we say, right? There's a time that I'm an I and you're an I. Hey, I went to the store today. How many eyes did you do today? Right? Oh my, listen, we're going to go into the book of Thomas. That might be one of the first ones I'll probably go into, or the Gospel of Thomas, I should say, which was in the Bible. It was a part of the Bible that you know of today, but they took it out. And this is that the Gospel of Thomas is something that can really, really, really open your eyes, especially if it could just open your eyes. Right? Our bottom line in the world, our life, like everybody's life has a purpose. No matter if you think it or not, no matter if you're so depressed in life that you're hooked on something or trying to swallow it down with something else. Like, listen, man, you're worth it. You're worth every breath that you take. Okay. Don't let the world dictate who you are. Don't let people around you that aren't on that love level, because Jesus said you'll know them by their fruit. What fruit is Jesus talking about? He's talking about the love fruit. They're either going to love you or they're going to be your enemy. That's why also in Luke chapter 14, verse 26, when Jesus started saying, to be my disciple, you must hate everyone in your life. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your uncle, your grandpappy, your grandmama, your nana, your children, everyone. And just so you don't think it's about you, even yourself. Why? This is going to blow your mind. You may not believe me, but everyone in your life is your enemy. I'm going to let you. Everyone in your life is your enemy. Your girlfriend, your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your partner, your life partner, whatever you want to call whoever's in your life, they are also your enemy. Hey, define the word enemy. Right? And actually, I'll do that right now. I'm going to define the word enemy. All right, a person who is actively enemy. Definition of enemy. A person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Now, look, they probably throw you off because it says hostile. That throws you in a different. Oh my God, ain't nobody hostile to me, right? But it all listen. A person who is actively opposed to someone or something is your enemy. How many spousal arguments you've had? How many arguments you had with your boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, brother, mother, father, boss, right? How many? Right? So everyone's your enemy. That's why Jesus said that. That's how deep it is. People, but they listen. Throughout, I can't walk a mile in anyone's shoes. And I don't think anyone can walk in mine either, right? Because everyone has their own set of shoes, right? And through things in my life and stuff, and the people that I lost along the way, that I know I'll see again, because I believe in the Creator. I believe in the Father. And I know there's beyond this, right? But like there's so much that people just waste their lives on, not really understanding. But like I said, it's like it's generational, right? Our parents, our generations and generations, we're blindly leading the blind, right? That's why it's always expressed to us in, especially the Bible, sheep, right? Sheep will follow sheep off a cliff. Literally, they will follow sheep off a cliff. Hey, where you going, Charlie? Good. I'm walking off the cliff. I'm coming. Blind, right? If you know this child story, is called The Emperor and His New Robe. Right, these thieves come or these manipulator dude con men, and they're like, "Hey, king, we got this thread that's awesome, and we can make you this robe beyond robes." And the king was real vain with it, and he liked his clothing. He has closets for closets, and they're like, it's invisible, and the only way you can see it is if you're smart." Okay, so the king said, "Yeah, I want a robe like that, because then I'll know who I can trust that's in my cabinet and stuff, and all my top people, I can know who I'm trusting, because if they don't see it, they're done, right? They're not qualified to be in my court." Okay. And at the end of the story, they make the robe, throughout the whole story, the king sends his, one of his right-hand man over there and was like, "Hey, go check out the robe for me." He goes, he doesn't see nothing at all. But he's sitting there like, oh, and the commenter like, "Oh my God, do you see the thread on this? Do you see the material? Oh my God, look at the color. The king is going to look fabulous," right? And everyone knows that if you can't see this thing, or they said if you can't see it, you're an idiot. All of a sudden he's like, "Oh my God, it's magnificent." He goes back to the king. The king's like, "Hey, how'd it look?" He said, "It's magnificent." He said, "Oh my God, I don't believe you. Let me send my other guy." Right? Because he's like, "I don't even know if I can trust this guy. Let me send my other guy. Hey, other guy, go and check out the robe for me." Since the other guy, same thing. Guy doesn't want to admit that he can't see the robe because he doesn't want to be the idiot. And then he goes, boom, 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 right? And then now here comes the king. The king is coming to check it out because it's done. They're about to put it on him. And he's like, "Oh my God." And he's like little bewildered at first, like, I don't see shit. Am I stupid? Right? And the dudes, the commenter, like, "Oh my God, look at the color and how it fluffs over here. Oh, king, put this on. It's so light you won't even feel it. It's like you're feeling nothing," right? And the king goes on a parade, and he's parading his new robe. He's walking around, and all the people's like, "I don't see shit. This dude is naked." He's still walking around, but no one wants to admit that they're idiots. So they're like, "Oh my God, the robe is fabulous. King, you got the best robe ever. Yay, king, king, king." And the next thing you know, here comes this little girl or this little kid in the crowd, and they're like, "King is naked." And all of a sudden, all heck breaks loose, right? The king locks everybody up or something like it. Right? That's our world, though. That's our world, though. It's so sad, but that's our world, though. And if you don't understand what that is, like when I say that's our world, though, hey, keep watching. Tune in next time. I'm gonna go now because I don't want it to be that long. I'm also working on something, so look out for these videos. It's gonna be called "Did You Know?" It's like a "Did You Know" series. So we're just gonna take a look. I'm gonna be, I do a lot of, just like I did define the word and stuff. I do a bunch of research, right? I go in because listen, that's how important life is to me. That I need to go to that. I want to go to the beyond, right? I don't like. Let's say if reincarnation is possible or if it's true, right? I don't want to. I want to be who I am now for the rest of eternity, right? I want to grow, right? Because I know I don't know everything. My cup is way empty. I always want that thing filled up, way empty. But I want to know me, right? I want to know me. So I need to get this right this life, right? Even though all life, as it says in the scripture, beyond even the Bible, all life is only destined to see who the true creator is. So comprehend that. And Jesus said, no one sees the Father and lives. So you got to think about that. Ponder on that. Don't be scared of it. You're thinking of death the wrong way. Don't forget that. Listen, this word enemy is not even 1,400 years old. Let's see. Does it even give it? I don't even know if they would give me the history on it. But the English language is only 1,400 years old. Like, look it up. Look it up. Like, It'll blow your, like, people, like, all right, let's say the people do believe in God, right? Muslims, I got to give it to them. Jews, I got to give it to them too. And probably everybody else besides Christians, because Christians aren't talking Greek. Like, in some are. I'm not, listen, I'm talking about the majority. If it's a God language, right? If there's the one true God that is represented in that Bible, which he is, by the way, right? Because to all lies, listen to me carefully, all lies are truth. How is that possible? How is that? There's no way. Then it wouldn't be called a lie. You're right. You absolutely right. But what's the root of a lie? The truth. Truth stands alone, right? The lie is the made up stories trying to hide the truth. So what's really embedded in the lie? The truth. You understand? Right? All lies really represent truth. Why? Because the root of a lie, the bottom line of a lie, the fact of the lie is the truth. Off the truth, the lie was created. Right? It's almost like in the Bible, in the New Testament, there's parts where Jesus says, they're going to say I'm over here. Don't believe them. They're going to say I'm over there. Don't believe them. There's only one place he can be. And that's why I brought up that book Samuel from the Old Testament too. In the book of Samuel, when he got a little older, when he got like, I think 14, 15, somewhere around there, he kept hearing a voice calling his name. Samuel, Samuel, right? And he kept waking Elijah up saying, Elijah, what do you need? What do you want? You calling me? And there came a point where Elijah was like, oh, like Elijah kept telling him to go to bed. Stop being annoying, little kid. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, right? Kept happening. And finally, Elijah says, Samuel, wait, stop. What are you hearing? I keep hearing a voice calling me. So that's the Father. Listen up. That's the Father. Listen up. Listen. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. This is the beginning and also the end at the same time. Okay. This is my last day of life. And it'll be maybe tomorrow it'll be my first day of life again, right? Every day is a new beginning. That's why Jesus also said, don't worry about tomorrow. You'll never get back to it. Don't worry. Oh, no, don't worry about that. Don't worry about tomorrow. You don't even know if you're going to get there, right? Don't worry about yesterday because you'll never get back to it. It's now. Life is now. Everything is now. Right? You can't dwell on your past, even though people do. People mourn over people that have died before and never can get their life straight again because there's such a part missing from them, losing children, losing parents, all types. Listen, trust me, I know. But you got to rest in the Lord, right? You got to rest in the Father. You got to rest in that Creator, right? The Creator ain't like a sim game creator. He didn't create you to make whatever. Right? The animals in nature don't worry about nothing. Don't go to vets. Don't go to anything. Domestic pets, on the other hand, they have the same problem. They got diabetes, heart problems, high blood pressure. Like, oh my God, are you serious right now? Right? But we're going to get into stuff like that. We're going to get deep. We're going to get real deep. So deep, it's not even funny how deep. And if you're willing to take this journey on this purpose of life, let's go. Let's go. I make these videos mostly for my friends, my kids and stuff. So if I ever pass away or I move on to the next level, you can look back and say, hey, what did he say again? Because sooner or later, what I say is going to be relevant. Not because I say so. Like I said, no one could ever bring you the truth, right? What you don't realize is what you believe is what you believe, right? And what someone else believes is what they believe. Individually, we believe what we believe. We could be a part of any organization, group, religion, church, mafia, whatever you want to be a part of. You could be there, but everyone believes in something different. Everyone believes in something different. So keep that in mind also, right? What you believe is what you believe, and the Father's only trying to come to you. To you. Jesus said that. To you he's coming. He wants you to come to him. Right? Just like when they went to, there was a part in the Bible, like I'll get deeper into that one, but just a quick one before I exit, because now it's at 30 minutes. There was a point where they went to stone Jesus. Jesus did a miracle. All his people came to stone him. And he says, what do you stone me for? What have I done that you're going to stone me for? Oh, it ain't about you healing people, Jesus. It's not about you and the blind seeing again. It's not about the deaf hearing things. Okay. It's not about the, people outstretching their arms that have been withered away for life. And all of a sudden you come and you heal it. It's not for that at all. It's not for you feeding people out of the air. It's not for that. But because you say you're God, that's what we're stoning you for. Oh my God. And then he hits him back with this. Hey, doesn't it say in Psalm 82, ye are gods, children of the Father? Come on, man. When you create something, you're a part of that creator. You're the creation. You're a part of the creator. The body is such a magnificent puzzle of things that people really don't know, but they make you assume that they think they know. In the medical field and science, and these are all assumptions, and people don't comprehend that. It's all assumptions. It's the blind leading the blind, period. Right? How many people die because they don't have good enough health insurance? Right? Like the movie The Rainmaker. That's based on true stories where people got cancer in a town and the insurance companies didn't want to pay. And they kept giving the runaround because that's what they do. Right? How do they really make, you got to think everything in the life that's money, right? Everything that has to do with making money is on someone else's downfall. Think about it. You want to flip houses, right? You want to flip houses? You want to go buy some houses, fix them up, sell them? Well, you need somebody to get foreclosed on. You need someone that can't pay their bills. You need someone that the bank comes and takes it from them. All profit is made on someone else's downfall. So just keep, we're going to get to life. We're going to get to life, and you're going to get there yourself. I'm just going to show you a couple things and talk and just help you to realize some things that are right in front of your face, right? And any atheists out there, you don't really believe in God? Listen, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. It's just like racism. Does racism even make sense? You got two things in life. Right? Everybody wants control of their life. Everyone thinks they're in control. I'm in control of my life. I do what I want to do. You think that. But in reality there's two things. Okay. And let's say, okay, you want to think you control your life. Cool. Think that. But there's two things in life that you have no control over. That's coming into the world and leaving the world. Two main things. So you had no choice on who you were going to be, what group you were going to be born into, what religion you were going to worship. You had no idea. So just because of the color of your skin, you didn't know you were going to be the color. It ain't like your parents said, oh my God, let me have a Jeffrey. And I want him to be white racist supremacist. No. Or, hey, let me get Jake and he's going to be a Black Panther. No. Just let me blow your mind. I'm gonna blow your mind. And listen, and I'm ending it on this. How I'm blow your mind. No one knows what Jesus looks like. Did you hear me? No one knows what Jesus looks like. So tell me about the pictures. Right? You gotta listen, people. Man, it ain't like somebody was sitting there doing portraits of Jesus. Right? And people got these things hanging up in their houses. But how do you know? How do you know? And listen, life is solid. Okay? And being that life is solid, and with the ignorance of almost like being curious like the cat, you stop sometimes and just go with the things that tickle your ears. Right? The things that tickle your ears. Another thing blow your mind. Besides no one knows what Jesus looked like, but there's pictures, right? And if you do the history on those pictures, you'll find out that they're royalty's children, or even in some cases, a king or a queen painted in that picture that you're looking at, talking about, hey, Jesus, I love you. Just keep that in mind. Do research on the pictures. They can't hide the truth. All they can do is circle the truth with a whole bunch of lies to try to lead you out of the direction of truth. But the bottom line is this: when it comes to any hate in the world, if we can't find love for one another, every single person in the world, there's no hope for none of us. Right? Everybody wants to be them. The funny thing is, you have no control of how you're born, but yet, how can I say this? You have no control of being born. Right? And no matter, it's almost like you put all your stake in something you really truly don't know. Right? Let's say one religion is the top religion. Okay. That religion can't benefit anyone by thinking it's the top, but it doesn't include everyone. Right? Think about it like this. The creator is ultimately responsible for everything. Right? That's what they preach on the pulpits. That's what they preach in church. Right? God is responsible for everything. He's responsible for the good and the bad. That's why some people that don't believe in God because of suffering. But don't understand that suffering is caused by us, each other. Right? So this is definitely the last thing because I'm already going way past. How do you make bread? Right? You know the ingredients to make bread? Right? Some flour, right? Some water, some yeast, so it don't rise or whatever the hell it is going on there. Right? So you have these certain ingredients. What has changed since people started making bread? Right? They were making bread 1,000 years ago. They were making bread in all types of scripture or all kinds of evidence from back in the day. So everybody was making bread. What's the difference on why bread used to be like 10 cents in our American world and now it's like $4, $5? Yeah, granted, you get some bread for $1.50, stuff like that, but that's like fake bread or something. That's the only reason there's something to do. But either way, like just think about the price of bread, like all like inflation and stuff like that. That goes on. There's so much that they don't tell you, or you just don't look at yourself. Because ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about you going beyond, right? Jesus said, "Seek and don't stop seeking until you find." He didn't say seek until something tickles your ears. All right, I'm gonna be a Mormon. All right, I'm gonna be Jehovah's Witness. All right, I'm gonna be a non-denominational church. All right, I'm gonna go to Catholicism. All right, I'm gonna go here. All right, I'm gonna go there. Right? Jesus said, if they said I'm over here, if they say I'm over there, don't believe him. He can be nowhere but inside yourself. Right? And beyond the Bible, beyond Christianity, Judaism, Islam, there are other scriptures, Mesopotamian texts, Samaritan texts, from the ancient civilizations that we know about, or so they say, Egyptians, right? That talk about the evil of the world. And they talk about this evil that runs the world. Even Jesus talks about that, right? In Jesus' story, he got tempted by the devil 3 times. Voodoo. Right? And those three temptations meant something. So we'll get into that. We'll get into that. So be blessed. Love everyone. Be living proof by seeking the wisdom and truth. Good night, everyone. I'm Living. This is the Wisdom and Truth channel. Join me on this purpose of the journey of life.